In the midst of unmediated experience of childhood, all of the surges of energy and life, learning what it means to be here, it's what you do mostly. How do we live? A couple weeks ago, I was meeting with a group of parents here at the church. We're envisioning a new character school. What will it look like? And one of the parents said, as long as we don't teach the kids that song I learned when I was growing up, I am a C, I am a CH, I am a CHRISTIAN. Any of you guys ever heard this? And I have CHRIST in my HEART, and I will LIVEETERNALLY. She and I joined in singing it together, even as we were sitting there going, why are we singing this song? And I realized and emailed back to her later, something so powerful about that song is it does the things that community, religious community needs to do. It tells you who you are. It tells you what you're for and how, kind of, to live. What messages did you get about that as a child? Who told you who you were? What you were for? Dwayne Bidwell of Phillips Theological Seminary says that in order to cultivate hope in children and a spiritual life, we need to support three things: identity, a sense of who they are; autonomy, a sense of power, an ability to do something, agency, rather; and eschatology, which is a fancy way of saying, what's the big picture? What's it all about? What's my life for? Now, these things, of course, matter not only for children, but especially, and when you look at developmental theories, you see this all over the place. Developing a sense of trust, developing a sense of connection, a sense of an ability to make a difference in the world, a sense of purpose. It is ours, it is yours, as a community, as families, as larger than this church, as a part of this larger community, to be communicating to the children of the world those things, that they are valuable, that that spirit, that river inside of them is important and to be listened to. Because that will shape their lives. It's shaped yours. It's shaped mine. In the novel Bardo, the author describes a conversation between two characters, one of whom is a doctor. She asks her friend about what it means to have a spiritual life. And he asks her what were her experiences of bliss. She says, well, the main one is wrapped up in one image. It's my grandma. She used to sit in her rocking chair, and I'd sit with my head on her lap, and I loved her so much, and those moments were pure bliss. And she loved me more than anyone else. Simple, unconditional love. And he says, well, there's your spiritual life. What do you mean, she says. He says, well, you're a doctor, right? When you close the examining room door with one of your patients and the world is outside and you don't have to be the ball-busting woman doctor fighting in this male-dominated sexist environment, you become your grandmother. The men and women you see in those examining rooms are you as a child placing your head in your grandmother's lap, and your granny is your image of God. And in those moments, you worship best by becoming her. That is your spiritual life. So somehow, somewhere in the midst of childhood or youth, in the midst of the surges of impulse, we all have experiences that shape for us our image of ultimate reality, our relationship to it, and our purpose in the world. Time after time, as I read through book after book, one poem kept getting quoted over and over, and it was Wordsworth's Intimations of Immortality, from Recollections of Early Childhood. I'm just going to read you a snippet of it in closing. He writes, "The fullness of your bliss, I feel it all. O evil day, if I were sullen, while earth herself is adorning the sweet May morning, and the children are culling on every side in 1,000 valleys, far and wide, fresh flowers, while the sun shines warm, and the babe leaps up on his mother's arms. I hear with joy, I hear. But there's a tree of many, one, a single field which I have looked upon. Both of them speak of something that is gone. The pansy at my feet doth the same tale repeat. Whither is fled the visionary gleam? Where is it now, the glory and the dream? Our birth is but a sleep and a forgetting. The soul that rises with us, our life's star, hath had elsewhere its setting, and cometh from afar, not in entire forgetfulness, and not in utter nakedness, but trailing clouds of glory do we come, from God who is our home. Heaven lies about us in our infancy. Shades of the prison house begin to close upon the growing boy, but he beholds the light, and whence it flows, he sees it in his joy. The youth who daily farther from the east must travel still is nature's priest. The youth is nature's priest, and by the vision splendid is on his way attended. At length the man perceives it die away and fade in the light of common day. Behold the child among his newborn blisses, a 6 years' darling of a pygmy size. See, where mid-work of his own hand he lies, fretted by sallies on his mother's kisses, with light upon him from his father's eyes. See at his feet some little plan or chart, some fragment from his dream of human life, shaped by himself with newly learned art. A wedding or a festival, a mourning or a funeral, and this hath now his heart. And unto this he frames his song, then he will fit his tongue to dialogues of business, love, or strife. But it will not be long ere this be thrown aside, and with new joy and pride the little actor cons another part, filling from time to time his humorous stage with all persons down to palsied age, that life brings with her in her equipage, as if his whole vocation were endless imitation. I have an abiding trust and belief that spirituality is a human capacity that is inherent in all of us. Children have it, and we all shape it, whether implicitly or explicitly, overtly or covertly. But not only must we shape it, we must witness it, celebrate it, help them to listen to it. The unmediated experiences of childhood, joy and wonder, pain and woe, doubt and fear. Let us seek together the spirits of children, both those within us and those around us. May it be so. Amen.